Something strange happened when Jim Carrey appeared in Paris. It should have been a routine moment in the career of a legendary actor. After decades of unforgettable roles and global fame, he arrived at the César Awards to receive a Lifetime Achievement honor. It was supposed to be a celebration. Cameras flashed, reporters gathered, and the audience applauded. But almost immediately, the conversation online shifted away from the award itself. Instead of discussing his legacy or his speech, viewers were staring at the screen and asking a completely different question. Something about Jim seemed different. His expressions looked calmer than people remembered. His voice sounded softer. Even the way he moved felt slightly unfamiliar to longtime fans. Within hours, clips from the red carpet began spreading across social media. People slowed the footage down, zoomed into screenshots, and compared them to older interviews. The comments quickly turned into speculation. Some people thought he simply looked older or more relaxed. Others believed cosmetic work could explain the change. But a louder group online started pushing a much stranger theory. They wondered if the man standing there was actually the same Jim Carrey the world had known for decades. The internet began buzzing with one wild question. Was this really him, or was something else going on behind the scenes? The moment that triggered the entire discussion happened at the 51st César Awards in Paris. Jim Carrey attended the event to receive an honorary award recognizing his lifetime contribution to film. For many actors, this kind of award represents the highest level of respect from the industry. When he stepped on stage, the audience welcomed him warmly. He even surprised the crowd by delivering part of his speech in French, which earned him cheers and applause. Under normal circumstances, that would have been the highlight of the night. But once the footage hit the internet, viewers began analyzing every detail of his appearance. People pointed out that his eyes appeared lighter than before. Some claimed his jawline looked sharper. Others noticed his voice sounded slower and more controlled compared to the energetic performer they remembered from years earlier. Screenshots comparing old interviews with the new footage began circulating everywhere. Within a short time, the phrase "Jim Carrey clone" started appearing in comment sections and trending discussions. While many viewers dismissed the idea as just another internet conspiracy, the theory spread rapidly because of how different Jim seemed compared to the loud, unpredictable comedian fans had grown up watching. The more clips people shared, the more questions appeared. Part of the reason people were so quick to question his behavior in Paris comes from a moment that went viral years earlier. During a red carpet interview at a fashion event, Jim Carrey delivered one of the strangest responses anyone had ever heard from a celebrity on camera. Instead of giving a typical interview about movies or fame, he suddenly began speaking about philosophy, identity, and the meaninglessness of celebrity culture. When the interviewer asked about the event, Jim calmly explained that he didn't believe in personalities and didn't believe any of the spectacle around them had real meaning. He even joked that he came to the event because it seemed like the most meaningless place he could find. At the time, many viewers were confused. Some assumed he was simply making a comedic statement about fame. Others believed he was expressing deeper spiritual beliefs about ego and identity. But the interview stuck in people's memories because of how serious he sounded while saying it. He talked about people being fields of energy dancing for themselves and suggested that the persona known as Jim Carrey was simply a character. Years later, when fans watched his appearance in Paris, many remembered that strange interview and began wondering if he had been trying to hint at something deeper about the world of celebrity. Another clip that resurfaced during the recent discussions was Jim Carrey's appearance on a late-night talk show where he jokingly referenced secret societies and hidden symbols. During the interview, he began talking about a gesture known online as the all-mocking tongue. While the audience laughed at first, Jim continued describing it as if he were revealing a hidden secret. He teased the host, suggesting that many people in entertainment were pretending not to recognize the symbol, even though they secretly knew what it meant. The tone of the moment was strange because Jim delivered the comments with a mixture of comedy and seriousness. He laughed along with the crowd, but his words sounded like he might actually be criticizing the entertainment industry. Over the years, that moment became one of the most replayed clips from his talk show appearances. Some viewers believed he was simply performing an elaborate joke, something comedians often do to entertain audiences. But others believed there was a deeper message hidden behind the humor. Jim had always been known for pushing boundaries and saying unexpected things during interviews. Because of that reputation, it was often difficult to tell whether he was being sarcastic or sincere. When the Paris footage appeared online, many people remembered that talk show moment and started connecting the dots in their own theories. Another event frequently mentioned when discussing Jim Carrey's transformation is the tragic loss of his former girlfriend, Katt Williams. Her passing in 2015 became a major story across entertainment news outlets. Reports revealed that she had left a note and that the situation surrounding her final days raised many painful questions. Investigations and legal battles followed, placing Jim Carrey in the center strongly, criticizing the claims and pushing back against the conversation. Headlines began portraying Jim as a controversial figure rather than simply a comedian or actor. The intense backlash created a wave of criticism that followed him for years. For someone already known for challenging authority and speaking his mind, the experience seemed to reinforce his distrust of large institutions. After that period, Jim appeared less interested in participating in mainstream political or cultural debates. Instead, he gradually stepped back from public arguments and focused more on art, philosophy, and personal expression. Many fans believe this moment contributed to his decision to distance himself from the traditional Hollywood spotlight, which makes his recent public appearance feel even more surprising. When Jim Carrey finally returned to a major public stage in Paris, viewers immediately began comparing the footage to older videos from earlier in his career. Internet detectives analyzed screenshots, side-by-side photos, and slowed-down clips in an attempt to spot differences. Some believed his eyes appeared lighter than before. Others claimed his facial structure looked slightly altered. There were even discussions about the way he spoke, with some viewers saying his voice sounded calmer and less energetic than the rapid-fire comedian they remembered from films like faster than it might for another actor. Each new video clip fueled additional debate about whether people were simply witnessing the natural effects of aging or something far stranger. The discussion gained even more momentum when comedian Katt Williams recently made headlines for speaking about hidden power structures in the entertainment industry. During interviews and podcasts, he suggested that Hollywood operates under a complex system of influence and control. His comments quickly went viral, sparking debates across social media about how much power the industry really holds over the stories audiences see. Once those conversations started trending, many viewers began revisiting older statements from other comedians, including Jim Carrey. People noticed that both performers had occasionally criticized the idea that entertainment exists mainly to distract the public. Supporters of these theories argued that comedians sometimes disguise serious observations as jokes so they can speak freely without facing immediate backlash. Whether those claims are accurate or not, the timing of Katt Williams' comments made Jim Carrey's Paris appearance feel even more mysterious to people already questioning what happens behind the scenes in Hollywood. As the discussions continued to grow online, one thing became clear. The fascination surrounding Jim Carrey is no longer just about his movies. It has turned into a much larger conversation about fame, truth, and the strange relationship between celebrities and the world watching them.